Mbeje, he actually is in Doha with the president. That, of course, is in Qatar. It's good to have you talking to us here live in Qatar. Talk to us a little bit more about the visit. Talk us through what happened yesterday.
Thank you very much, Leanne, and a very good morning to the viewers. Indeed, we are here in Doha, Qatar, where President Jacob Zuma is on an official state visit. It's a very important country, this one in this region. In 2022, it will be hosting the Soccer World Cup, which is a very good achievement for the country. But this is a country which has the third largest guest reserves in the world. And as you have alluded in your intro, that due to the falling prices in oil, these countries in this region, you'd remember that President Jacob Zuma is here in this country. It's actually the fourth country he has visited in 2 months. So the reason, Leanne, it's because these countries now realize that their dependence on oil is no longer sustainable in the long term. So what they want new markets. And then they know that Africa is a huge potential market for them. But what they want is that they want the anchor countries. A country like South Africa, which has a well-established infrastructure in terms of financial services and everything that really attracts investors, is an ideal place for them. That is why you would see what I would say it's actually a scramble now for African countries. You see these countries in the Gulf region inviting South Africa, because the advantage that South Africa again has is that we have expertise in various areas, but maybe we may not have the kind of money they have. So that's why they've invited us here. Right behind me you can see the first order of business for President Jacob Zuma today is that he will be addressing a round table of business people from South Africa and business people from here in Qatar, to talk about those opportunities and what areas they need to look at so that they can enhance investments. You would know that already here you have about 6,000 South Africans working in this country in sectors like construction, in sectors like petrochemicals, and Sasol is a big investor in this country. So those are some of the opportunities that they are seeking to explore so they can enhance trade between these two countries. And indeed, with the falling prices of oil, the new markets are available for this country. And on the African continent, South Africa indeed seems to be the gateway, Leanne.
Yeah, I mean, it really, the president has been spending a lot of time in that area. I mean, we're reporting in the news. He was obviously, he's done his travels to Qatar now this morning. He's been in Dubai. He was in 2 other countries in the Gulf states as well. Really strengthening relations between South Africa and the Gulf states. Talk to us a little bit more about these relations.
I think you may have asked the question, but I didn't get it, Leanne. Can you repeat again?
Let me try again. Just relations between between South Africa and the Gulf states. We've seen the president visiting numerous countries over the last few months. Talk to us about those relations and the type of services that we're focusing in on oil, but I mean, we even see some of the construction companies working there, building. I mean, we know the World Cup is going there. I mean, what are the type of opportunities in the relations, business relations between the two countries?
Thank you very much, Leanne. I can tell you that maybe a decade ago, these countries in this region perhaps wouldn't have cared much about South Africa or maybe Africa, because a country like America used to import lots and lots of oil from this region. But you know that as America developed its oil gas exploration, the shale gas industry in America, so a country like America, for example, is depending less and less from these countries in terms of getting their oil. So then we have a situation where these countries now are forced to look elsewhere in terms of expanding their markets. And as I had said, the issue of oil going down is also troubling for them, and they realize that it's actually going to be dangerous in the long term, because they will not be able to fund any projects. So then they go and look at new markets. And you know, one of the markets really that remains largely untapped is the African market. I mean, we have 1 billion people, and that market really, if you're a serious investor, that's the kind of market you'd look at. But if you go to the African continent, you must identify a country that you'd be able to do business with. Then naturally, South Africa becomes that country, because it's a country really that is established in many sectors. We spoke about our mining. Our mining, we have expertise in the mining sector. Even in the defense sector, we have lots and lots of expertise. But we may not have the kind of money that these countries have. I mean, you look at the issue of the defense, for example, you would have an agreement, a memorandum of understanding that will be signed between South Africa and Qatar today. And that memorandum is on defense, because they want certain things and certain capabilities. They want to be beefed up, but they don't have that kind of experience. And then that experience, that expertise will come from South Africa, and then they'll provide the money.
All right, there you go. Let's leave it there. We can see that the event is obviously about to kick off. Thank you very, very much for talking to us, Mzwandile Mbeje. Of course, he is the correspondent. One can call him our presidential correspondent, always reporting on stories of the president, and I think travels as much as the president travels himself. Let's wrap up our news headlines there, and your next update will be on Newsroom.